And we're live. Hello, everybody. Well, this is Thomas, together with Luisa from Brazil. I'm in Sweden, and we're working on this great project of ours called Website One, and it's about setting up a site for Agile Ventures, agileventures.org. And this is the weekly developer team meeting, and it's only me and Luisa here right now, so hopefully other people will join in as we go along. Hopefully we can talk about some stuff that are on the agenda for the next upcoming sprint, and get some voting done on some important stories. But let me share my screen to start with, and while we wait for the others, we could go over this this story of yours that we assigned to you. Yes, rank projects by GitHub commit count. Yeah, so the user story goes: as a user, so I may see the most relevant project first. I would like the projects to be ordered by GitHub commit count. No problems with that, I guess. The thing is, if we go to
Sampriti said he started working on that already, right?
Well, kind of. What he has done, he recently created a function in Website One that lists the amount of commits a user has made to a certain repository. So I'm just gonna showcase that on the develop server. It's not in production yet, it's in develop. And if we go to my account, you can see here that this user has made 336 commits to Website One. And the thing is that it's called Brian here, but it's not Brian's profile. But I think it's Sampriti's GitHub account that is connected to this profile. So I think those 336 are his commits to this project. But if I follow this is really strange, because you see here there is nobody here with 336 commits. See, Sampriti has 340, and yeah. But the thing is that this one is only done once a day. So if we actually pulled in some of his commits to develop, he may have a different number here than it has on Website One, because yeah, again. So yes. So what we want to do is, let me just see here. The commit count. Yes, we want to order those projects in. You know which ones we're talking about. Yes, these ones in this list. And the thing is that I have to. Yes, here is the commit count job that Sampriti created for this user. You know, how to get for project, each project with GitHub URL. Okay. How to commit to project. Huh. Project with GitHub. Okay. All right. So what he does is he's looking for each project that has a GitHub URL attached to it, and by that we mean. Let's see. Let's go over to. I'm just jumping between those servers. Yes, you see here that this project has a repository connected, stored in the database, that we know that there is a repo. Not all of the projects has that. For instance, Workspace on Air, oh, they have, but Spec Score, let's see. Oh, a lot of them have. OpenEdX, they have that. The Odin project. Yes, they all seem to have, but it's not necessary. Some of them does not have this GitHub repo connected. So anyway, he just checks for that, and he calls a method to update commit counts for project. And when he does that, he checks for the contributor stats. And what we want to do, we don't want to check for contributor stats, but for the project, for the total amount of commits for an entire project. And you can probably find documentation about that in the OctoKit GM documentation. It's fairly well documented on GitHub. Let's see here, GitHub Kit. There you go. So on GitHub OctoKit, you can find documentation how to call, how to make a call to the GitHub API and pull out information about, let's see here, about the whole repo thing. All the so here, for instance, you have repo, OctoKit repo, then you can set the repository here, and then here they are checking for issues, but I think you can check for commit count as well. Well, you're gonna have to do some research on this, but I know that you can check for commit count. So once you've done that, you can probably expand this job file, or you can create a new one with this one as a template, kind of. Once you get those commit counts, you might want to. What I would do, I would create a new table. Well, a new field in the projects table, where we store the commit counts, because you want to run this job once a day, as Sampriti does with the commit count for each user. I would do that once a day. So, and I would store that number in the database. So you're gonna have to create a new migration, and then it's fairly easy to just order those. Let's see here. I think it's Scrum static for users, projects, show page, listing, like the project title, project file cut. Okay, that's not it. It's the index page. Custom list of projects. Yeah, it's some of these views. You're gonna have to, yeah, I think it's here, basically. Here's where you list those projects. Yeah. So what you want to do there is just to order, them according to the, to how many GitHub commit counts you have, to that field that you have stored in the database, descending or ascending. So that shouldn't be a big deal. The key issue here is to create this migration, to store that information, and to create a job that you want to run once a day, and to get that API call to work with the OctoKit gem. Basically. Questions?
No. Just I was hoping someone could help me get started with that, but maybe I'll try tomorrow morning, see who's online.
Yeah, it's we can pair on that together. Or hey, hi Amal, you're here as well.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, well, I was just talking Louisa through the.
Oh yeah, I was listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and she's looking for somebody to pair with. You know, if you would be interested in this story, it's not a big story, but it could be potentially quite complicated. There are some migrations that needs to be written, and we have to hit the GitHub API, and of course there's a lot of tests that needs to be written. So perhaps you guys could if you have time to work on something apart from the Epic concerning events.
Yeah, I have to commit to events first. I need to sync up with John, but I'm willing to help in any other way I can in the rest of the time. What it seems to me is that I'm stated up front. It doesn't seem. I know I'm very junior in terms of Ruby and Ruby on Rails, and I think I would need to pair with someone a little more senior that can roadmap what needs to be done and allow me to fall on my face and pick me up gently.
Okay. Well, the thing is that what needs to be done is you don't have to be a Ruby senior or expert to figure that one. But I mean, I think you two guys could work out the big picture here, and the problem will probably arise when you start to write specs, because that's usually where shit hits the fan. But I mean, if you guys could team up at some point and just go over the OctoKit gem, that always comes in handy, Amal,
Yeah, sure.
And just try to, because see, I'm not even sure that I told you the right I mean, you have to find where in the code this ordering could possibly be done, and
my understanding of the OctoKit gem is that it's supposed to be a Ruby. It's an interface that simplifies the access of the GitHub API.
Yeah. It's very easy to use myself. The problem is that it returns values in a fairly strange way. They use this Sawyer method to return values, and we've been fighting with it a few times.
Doesn't convert to JSON?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It sucks.
So you have to convert yourself, actually. Yeah. So that's,
okay.
That sucks. But it's doable. It's not a
Louisa, I'm willing to stumble through this with you and learn. If you want to set aside some time, I'm free tomorrow. I can do that. But for today, I'm pretty much taken out.
What time tomorrow?
I would say around 10 a.m. Eastern. Where are you located? Which time zone?
It's UTC -3, so I'm 1 hour ahead of you.
Okay, I have no idea what UTC is. It's now. I would be available before this time, maybe 4 hours before this time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's good for me.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Great.
Yeah, and my initial thoughts are we look to see what we're trying to do in the code in terms of the GitHub API, and then figure out how the OctoGem, how we can leverage OctoGem to make that request.
Yeah. And again, remember that Sapriti already kind of did similar things with this commit count. Yeah. He worked on the story to count all commits that each user does for a project.
Okay.
So what we want to do is I would just like you guys to work, build upon that solution, because he already has some stuff set up that you're gonna need. So
yeah, no worries. Where is his stuff?
Let me see. I was just there.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
No, it's cool. I kind of forgot. No, okay, in jobs, I think. Yeah, here you have. Under the app folder in jobs, you have GitHub commits job. That's where he makes the call to see for each contributor. You know. Yes.
Find by GitHub username. Find initialized. Commit count. Okay.
And what you want to do, you want to call another method than this. You want to call because what you want to do, you want to see the total amount of commits for each project. What you do is you check for each project with the GitHub URL configured, and then you get that. So you can iterate through all of them, and you can store that. You try to get that commit count, and it's very easy.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the GitHub API right now. Under Git data, there's a commit section.
Yeah.
I think that may have to be parsed.
Yeah, absolutely. But in some way, it depends. I mean, sometimes it's even easier to just make the call through the API.
Oh, repository. Oh, okay. There's a repository section that has subsections for commits, so you can get total commit on the repository.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do, basically.
Okay.
And so you store that number someplace, and then you just order those projects by that number.
Oh, okay. Order by. Okay.
Yeah. So it's fairly simple, although what you need to do, you have to add a field to the in the database, where you want to store this commit count, and because we don't want to do this on the fly, we could do it on the fly, but it's not a proper way to do it.
So this is going to be a script that runs on a daily basis to update that value. Okay.
Yeah, once a day. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because we want to limit the amounts of calls we do to
the database, right? Yeah.
And also
the API, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
And also here you see on this project show page under activity tab, we list a lot of stuff in regard to Pivotal Tracker, and this is done dynamically. So when Pivotal Tracker went down 2 weeks ago, we couldn't load our project show page.
That's why we want to have the local cache.
Yeah.
I mean in the database, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And also this this sort of data that we show here, for Pivotal Tracker, I can understand it because I wrote the story, and Dima, another guy, did it. That this one we want to keep fairly fresh, but the commit count, because this is something happening, sometimes on a daily basis or hourly basis.
But it's volatile data, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about the commit count, it doesn't really matter if this ordering changes over, I mean, it's not a competition that, one project has 2,500 and the other one has 495. Let's do 6 commits so I get on top, kind of thing.
It's fairly stable, non-volatile data.
Yeah.
So it's
very nice way to say this. I used way too many words. I got it.
That's okay.
No, but so
Louisa, I'm beginning to see daylight, so I'm feeling better.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't been programming. I took the SEMS class last semester, and they've done nothing at all since then.
Oh, okay. No worries. I learned programming a long time ago, and I haven't done any programming in years. Cool. So this is new.
Yeah, I love it. This is what the Agile Ventures is all about. Getting people to get out of the comfort zones.
Oh, by the way, that someone posted this thing, Exorcism. I mentioned it in the previous meeting, and Code Wars. Mm-hmm. It's really great to get you up to speed. You're learning so many things as you do these very simple exercises, and I recommend it if you want to get a.
Was that on Tech Talk or?
Yeah, I think it's exorcism.io. Let me see. It was just a link. Yeah, Exorcism. Yeah, I'll post it.
In the,
I highly recommend it. In fact, that's all I did yesterday and today.
Oh yeah.
I learned a lot of Ruby just doing 4 simple little projects.
Cool.
I mean, simple. They give you some tests, and you have to implement it, and you put your implementation, you put it up. Other people review it. They call it nitpicking, and it's not offensive, aggressive, or anything, but it allows you to think about the code, think about the problem, and level up in programming.
Cool. That sounds great.
I learned some really cool idioms, Ruby idioms, just on the first 4 projects.
And this is done in. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, you download a program, a command line tool, CLI, and you basically register. You fetch. It puts everything in a folder, and when you're ready to submit your code, you submit and you point it to that file. Gives you a URL where you can go and review your code and other people who've submitted their code, so you have an opportunity to check it out.
Cool. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna run some tutorials. Cool. Thanks for the tip. Wow. All right. So it's only the 3 of us, unfortunately. It's not good, but we could do some quick voting. Just so we can move ahead a little bit. Let's see here. Okay, let's do some voting on those stories. It's good for us to have at least 3 or 4 stories we can work on until next week. One that I pushed up to top of the icebox is this one, pull down of navbar in navbar for projects that show all projects. And this is it basically, that instead of when we click this link here, projects, instead of all instantly redirecting us to the project's index page, it has a pull down with those projects. Yeah. Which is basically what you guys will be working on here on the side, but what we want to do is to create this pull down with them, also ordered. But it's the natural second step after you guys are done with this git commit count ordering.
Okay. The next step, that's a really, because the projects can grow, and you want it to be like a searchable list, or
no, I don't want it. It's good point. Good point.
If it grows,
yeah. Good point. Let's see here. What we planned is a pull down like this, but it cannot only be. It can only contain like 7 or 6 or 7
projects.
Projects. Then it will grow too big.
In that case, the standard is to have a ladder search. What is it called? An elevator search, where you list the top, and then you have an elevator search that'll include more.
Or we could have, list the 4 or 5 most active, top, the most active projects, and then we can see list all, have a link to the index page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that, the one small downside to that is it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people are, only the most active projects will win that spot. So there's no way, there's no promotion of other projects, and if we do it that way, and that's just a minor issue.
But it's an issue. It's an interesting point. Yes. Huh? Because what we want to ultimately do, we want to get rid of this. The idea was to get rid of this of this project's index page. What's else altogether? We are thinking about. Let's see.
Can I make a suggestion? Can you go back to the page? Without knowing anything of what you guys have done, I'm just going to lay this idea out. One thing that we want to do is to allow people to come to Agile Ventures and participate. And to participate, I need to know what's there. More importantly, I need to know what's there that matches my interests. So what I'm thinking of is we have all the projects listed, and you could have a bunch of, you type in some tags. What are you interested in? Join in. You type a bunch of tags, and some relevant projects will appear. Please explore and jump in. You know, we want to make it friendly, and as we grow, we want this. We want to marry what we have with what they're interested in, and by assuming what they're interested in up front, it's gonna eliminate a bunch of things. We're gonna miss the mark. But by giving them a question, what are you interested in? And they type in whatever they're interested in, and we bring up a relevance of projects, a relevance list of project. Then that's my thought. I mean,
yes.
If the idea is to improve the beauty of the page, the style of the page, yeah. But if it's the function of the page, I think we should look down this path.
Okay, and it's interesting. Okay, the thing is that we each let's see here. Each project has a series of tags attached to it already. But those tags are used or were used before to when we hit the YouTube API to pull
tags from YouTube tags.
Yeah. Well, not YouTube tags because they are not accessible anymore at all, which is very strange. But when we pull out the videos, we were searching by tags because we were, you know, the project is called Website 1 here, for instance. But there might be videos that are saved with WSO, for instance. You know,
right.
Doesn't include Website 1. So what I did, we created a series of tags for each individual project that could possibly be used when we extract videos from results, you know, from the YouTube API. The thing is now that those videos are not longer used, pulled, because the API changed and we cannot access that anymore. So that's one reason why the events epic is very important for us, because we need to store that data now in order to pull it out. But that's a separate thing. What I'm trying to say is that we already have tags on this model. So
we could probably use it.
Yeah, we're not using it right now for anything, so we might as well, you know, use it for what you're saying, which is another usage of this tag business. So I would see that here, for instance, on the project show page, and also on the project's list page, we could have autograders, and underneath a series of tags like now Ruby, graders, edX, blah blah blah. And for website 1, someplace wherever that is, we could have Ruby on Rails, for instance, and
organization,
some other stuff. We have this ESA's textbook.
Yeah.
And I think, well,
and like for local support, you could have NGO, nonprofit.
Exactly.
All those kinds of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tagging is a great way to mine and produce relevant information fuzzily.
Yeah. Here on certificates, we're using, this is a Sinatra app, for instance. We didn't build this in Ruby on Rails, but rather on Sinatra, the framework. Did you attend this AV 102 course?
No, I did not.
Okay, we had this course for teaching assistants for the MOOC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a great course on also on edX platform. So this certificates, this little application was well generated certificates for all the students that had a passing grade. So
okay, cool.
Me and Sapriti wrote this kind of fun stuff.
Very nice. Can we go back to the voting thing? I think I started us off track on tags.
I just want to show you this is the way it looks. Okay. I'm very pleased with this because I designed it, so I want to show off. Never mind.
Okay. I do like the colors. That is very nice and pleasing.
Good. Thank you. Anyways, that's the way I am. I like to show. Now, yes, the thing is that this is well to individual created pull down with a list of projects. This is not a user story, so I don't like this at all. The thing is that we have this. Here it is. Christopher is doing some work on creating a new projects show page. This is the way it looks right now, and this is the way he wants it to look, kind of. So it's a little more. It's a little different. He shows some of the members, and he just rearranged some information. But
yeah, you know what? He'd be a good person to introduce this discussion to, the concerns we raised today, and he would probably have a very good answer to why or why not where we'd want to go, and it'll probably save us time. I vote for deferring this story until we consult with Chris.
Yes, good point. Let's do that. So first of all, we need a story. And
we can raise some concerns. This interface doesn't seem appropriate for large projects.
You mean for the? I mean, okay. Feel free to comment on activities in this story. It's
sure.
It's
okay.
good if the more input we have, the better.
Yeah,
I can post a link.
Can you post it in Slack? I'm using another screen too. Cool.
Okay. Auto push pairing opportunities to Twitter. That's another API. Again, no user story for it. What is this? We won't be voting on that either today. I'm a little strict about those user stories. So.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because it can get out of control.
So public dashboard version 2. I said in order to showcase the level of activity in the AV community, I would like to expand the stats that are displayed on the version 1. Yes, well, the version 1 of the dashboard isn't so sexy. Here it is. This is the dashboard. Agile Ventures activity and statistics, and all is some text that presents the data. So I would like to expand the information we are showcasing, and also present it in a different way. So more graphically, of course, because text only sounds very boring. And what I've added. That we could have a members count with new members last month and last week. 10 more members signed up this week or whatever. And I would like to present a count of countries where our members are located, which could be interesting for people to see. new projects count. Right now we have a projects count, right? But I would like to see how many new projects are initiated each month or each week or something. That could be relevant. And also, I would like us to count the amount of Scrum hours or Scrum minutes, or because that's interesting. And the amount of PP sessions, pair programming sessions that we had last week, month, or quarter. And also the total amount of GitHub commits or line of code submitted, because that also kind of showcases how the activity level of our members. Any thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, I was typing.
Well, I was just going over what we could potentially showcase in this dashboard. That it's kind
oh, right,
of.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
this.
This
is the way it looks right now, and we could, there's a bunch of other stuff we could showcase.
Let's see, members count, countries. Yeah, I think that's fine. How do we get the countries activity? Where do we get that from? Is that from the browser sign-in?
Well,
or the time zone?
No, we track the last IP where the user comes, logs in with, and we geocode him after that.
Oh, okay.
So that, because the browser geocoding
Right.
is not reliable. The IP is better.
Yeah.
So that's how we know where people are coming from. So basically, what we want to do, we want to aggregate this and and just make a account of different countries. I mean, this is something that I, as a evangelist of Edge, sometimes when I hold talks about this community,
Yeah.
I always mention that we have people from all over the place, and I would like to give
Showcase
them
that. Yeah.
real data, because it sounds good. It sounds great when people are hearing about this community.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly here is the way we present those statistics is kind of more important right now than what sort of statistics we present, because I don't like this text-based way of saying things. It's not cool. I want to have some charts or whatever.
Yes, Sempriti is using these charts, simple JavaScript charts that has you could use bubbles, and it has some interesting options.
Cool. So yeah, that on what project is that, in Austria or?
Not in Austria. It's not in a project. We were talking about it in Tech Talks on Slack, and you mentioned he's used this.
Cool.
Let me see if I can find that link. Yeah, but yeah, there's some great visualizations for this kind of data, and I mean, very sexy stuff.
So, yeah, so the idea is that to build further upon the version 1 of this solution now. So, and it's pretty easy to continue, because they created a constant. Let's see here. Oh. Well, I can't find it right now, but we already have the statistics. Dashboard stats feature, controller, statistics. Here we are. Yeah, so that's where he pulls information. So what we can do, we can documents last month or something. So I can just hit the database and pull out the relevant data from it. So the only thing one has to do is to expand this functionality. So can we vote on it?
A vote in terms of
assigning points.
Okay.
You know, 1 point for an easy story, 2 points for you know, intermediate, and 3 for a very hard, long time.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Oh, you have to learn how to vote here in Ninja Adventures. You open the chat window? Yeah. We have to do this kind of, you know, without us knowing how we want to vote, and you know, after that we have a discussion. So you type in 1, 2, 3, and on my count we hit return. You know the drill, Louisa, right?
Yeah.
All right. So hit return now. All right. So just we kind of knew the outcome, but this is how it's supposed to be done.
Sorry, I ruined that.
No.
I tainted the sample.
It's a learning experience for all of us, you know.
I also linked to the library for you to take a look at later.
Yes. Cool. Pie charts, dynamic charts, combinations. Cool. Yes. Yes. This is cool. Heat maps.
The scatter and bubble is, I think, where we want to go, like a bubble chart. Well, you can show how Agile Ventures has grown over a period of time.
Yeah. I can see that. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, this is cool. This is great. Ooh. The activity level, we could say that on this view.
I like that. That's good.
This is cool. Yeah. We could say that this, you know, this project is, you know,
it's very active.
Very active right now, or something. And here you have some. Okay. All right. So this is 2 points. Let's see. I'm just gonna paste that link. Copy. Cool chart. Oh, let's vote on another one.
42.
42. Okay. Expand karma system. Okay, this one is going down. Expand karma system. A site administrator, in order to reward each user as engaged in the AV community, would like to assign karma points for an age. Okay, this one has to come after the events epic is done.
Yeah.
But this one, user can set status availability. It's like, you know, a Facebook status or something, you know. Mm-hmm. It could be potentially when we, you know, when one browses among users, we could say that I'm available to pair, I'm online, or something like that, you know.
Right.
So I think this one is relevant for us in terms of making it easier for people to interact with each other. So what I as a user story, I wrote it as a site administrator. In order to simplify interactions between users, I would like them to be able to set current availability status on their user profile, and I would like to include that status in users index as one of the criteria that users are ranked on. Okay, what I meant with this is like those users that are logged in or they have some sort of a status are automatically put in front of everybody else in terms of listing on the index page, you know. Mm-hmm. Like here we are listing people for depending on how long they have been members in Agile Ventures. And another way we are thinking about listing them is karma points. You know, which basically means that the more active people are listed higher than people that are basically just registered but are not present or not, no active members. But what I argue here is that even though if we end up using karma points to order these members, if there are members that are currently online and have a status like I'm feeling tired or whatever, they should be placed on top of in this list. So whenever another member clicks this, he can see who's recently been active or who's online right now. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you want to present users that are available for interaction. Yeah, that's fine.
So, and that makes this story kind of a little more complex than it would without this, because this means that what we want to do, we want to create a migration, with statuses or current status. Either we have just one field with status, and or we have we create a separate table with statuses, and we save them over time. I haven't thought about that, but we have to create the user interface for setting the status and for displaying it, and also we have to change the way members are presented on the members index page.
Right.
So, wouldn't it be better to separate in two stories?
Yes, I was just about to say that. Good point, Louisa. I think so. Yes, I would separate this. So, Louisa, how about you writing up a new story? It could be a good exercise for you to use a pivotal tracker.
Okay.
About this indexing. Sorting members by their status on the index user's index page, and I remove this.
You want me to write the one about sorting, right?
Yeah, you write about sorting, yes.
Okay.
So we remove this last part from the user story, like this, right? And we vote on this story without the sorting. Okay? Good. So are we ready to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
Are we voting on one story or two stories?
No, one story. One story.
Okay.
Yes. Oh gosh. Okay, so without sorting, just creating a possibility to set the status and display it on the user's profile page. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So type in your, and the tests and everything, of course. So let's type in your numbers 1, 2, or 3 and hit return now. Okay. As long as we agree.
By the way, this what you're proposing, this story, is the story from Michael Hordle's tutorial, right? The micro post, which is just a Twitter-like sample, which is just status.
Okay, great. Then I wasn't aware of that, so it's even easier to do this because we can follow a tutorial. That's marvelous. Let's see here. We have this advanced user search. Okay, the story here is that as site administrator, in order to simplify interactions between users, I would like them to be able to search for other users using a variety of criteria. For instance, some people in my own time zones, search for skills, project involvement, currently available status, or currently logged in, for instance. So My idea here is, if we have a look, is that we are, yeah, I'll develop here. We have this filter users, you know, so I can type in Sam, and only Sam ends up on the page, right? But this is only, you know. Okay. Okay. Yeah. But what I want to do is I want to have a button here, like an advanced search or whatever, and be presented with another page where I can fill out some, you know, other criterias to search for users. And the reason I want this ability to this functionality is I want it to make it easier for people to pair program, to set up pair programming opportunities, and you basically want to do that often, not always, but often with people in your or a time zone that is close to you, with people that have similar skills and people who are involved in the same projects like you, right? So I think it could be a good thing for us as we grow our member base.
Mm-hmm.
Questions?
No, that's fine. Advanced user search, I like it.
So let's vote on it. Where am I? I keep losing my yeah, there. So, well, you guys know the drill. Type in your values and hit return now. Oh, we are so in sync, guys. This is so cool. Well, usually it doesn't go so smoothly, you know. But then again, the more the merrier sometimes, because you know, if we're like 6 or 7 people in a scrum, or in a in a voting process, then you know you tend to have long discussions about why did you give it a 1 and why did you give it a 3 or something. We try to get, reach consensus usually in those votings, but since we agree on everything, that's good. Yes, this one is also something I would like to vote on. A site newsfeed, a site administrator, so I can inform users about new features and important events. I would like to be able to create news and display them in a feed on the landing page. Yes, and that's actually not the story I wanted to vote on at all. Site news, no. I was hoping we could vote on, let's see, wait a second. Oh, what is this? Activity feed, yeah, not new. Yes, the activity feed is something slightly different. There is this gem called public activity, and what we can do with this gem, we can track all actions done on a model. For instance, a project's model. You know, if somebody's creates a model or updates it or something, you know, we can aggregate that info and present it in a list, you know, and also you can have several info pulled together, like if somebody creates a new document or updates a document, if somebody, you know, registers for the site, if we choose to have that information and stuff like that, you know, and I would like to have that kind of a little bit like, you know, like the activity feed on GitHub, you see, that for stuff that are happening on the site, because that kind of also shows people what is going on, if there's something new in the projects that they are a part of, like Website 1 or Codelia or whatever. It kind of you know, it helps them to stay active in that project. Basically, it helps them to work work and contribute to the development of this project.
How is this different than what Slack does?
Well, the Slack, yes, I don't quite different. I feel because in Slack we are basically making conversations with each other, and in Slack, if I create a new document, we don't. It's not published on Slack. What it's published is if I create a comment, on a document, or if I create a comment on GitHub. That is published on Slack, but not, if I create, if I create a new document in a project, that is not shown anywhere, basically.
I'll ask a different question. Can this functionality be implemented in terms of Slack? For example, feeding those events to Slack, like. How,
yes, it could be after yes. If we have this functionality, the Slack integration could be put in place. I mean, on top of it, yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
But for me, it's also important that the landing page here
gets the activity.
Shows the activity, because Slack is for members, while my concern is also people that aren't users of Agile Ventures yet. I want them to, apart from everything else that is cool on the site, I want them to see that there are stuff going on all the time, because I want to present this activity feed to people that are not signed up as well as the people that are signed up. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I like it. You know what just occurred to me is that the between the tags and this activity feed and the metrics we're going to be gathering with what's that? What was that thing we were looking at earlier? Like to count the number of commits?
Yeah, the dashboard. Yeah.
The dashboard. We can build in an achievement system. Like Thomas created 20 models for Agile Ventures. John created 5.
Yes, and that is actually already kind of in place, but we want to expand this, and that's the karma system that we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I like that there's a synergy between these things. That they're.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very important because what we want to I mean, everything we do is an open process, So we're not only about open source, but also. We document all the things we do. That's why we record this us talking right now. So anybody that wants can always go back and have a look at what has happened. And also, I would like to be our active, our involvement level to be opened as well. So I would like to know that Amal has a high karma account in Agile Ventures. Why? So I can click and see that you have done a lot of things, like created, a lot of pull requests, a lot of documents, a lot of, hosted a lot of pair programming sessions or scrums and stuff like that. So all activities and all events and everything you do in Agile Ventures should give you those karma points. You know what I mean? And they should be transparent, so we can see what you've done and why you are, a highly ranked member of this community, as a part of this open process and the transparency that we try to create here. So yeah, I think it's all interconnected with each other in order to create a good system for getting people to be active in this community. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I agree with you.
And the thing here with this, if we create this, yes, on each model, like here on the article, we can include the public activity model, and we can track it. So after a while, you can always call, Yeah, we can render all the activities for each model, basically, and it's, I've been reading through this documentation. It's fairly easy to implement. Of course, there's a lot of tests that needs to be written, but it gives us a good overview what's been going on, and what people have been doing in terms of everything that is stored in the database. So I think it's cool. Mm-hmm. It's not a very high priority. Everything that we speak about tonight is low prioritized, because our top priority is the events epic, basically. Mm-hmm. But this is something that can come up if we don't have anything else to work on, or if there's any developers that want to take something and they are not involved in the events epic.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to this. To picture what's going on. I would like to see an activity feed. Yeah. So this is basically to create those feeds and present them on the landing page in some way. This is what we are voting on in this one. Questions?
Mm-hmm. No questions.
All right.
I'm reading. I'm not so sure about what we're talking about right now. I kind of got lost. Yeah.
Okay.
Come
on. Do you want to explain?
It's okay. No. I remembered. It's the activity feed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, these all fall under the umbrella of gathering metrics, mm-hmm. and displaying it to promote Agile Ventures, and some of them link into karma, some of them link into maybe rewards, or however they link in. I think we're looking for ways to get metrics on how people are using Agile Ventures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool.
Did that cover it, Tom or Thomas, or did I miss?
No, it's you right on top. Right on. Okay. So, yeah. Cool. So could we take a vote?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So type in your values and hit return now. Oh, again. Are you guys seeing what I'm typing and just following my lead, or?
No, I just think this one will be a little complicated. Oh, 1 second, please. Hey, Thomas, I have to go. I have to take care of some stuff. But,
absolutely.
All right.
We're gonna wrap this up anyway. So thanks for tonight, Amal, and I talk to you.
Okay.
Right.
And Louisa, tomorrow, I'll be on Slack. Just hit me up.
Okay.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
And we're almost done. I mean, we're done. We can't vote just the two of us. Must be a minimum three people.
Thomas, I just created that story you asked for. Mm-hmm. If you could see if it's understandable.
Sure. Let's see. Sort users on the user list. Yes. As an administrator, in order to improve interaction with, I want to sort users according to their activity level. I'm just going to add current status.
Okay.
Status, but it's the both things here, so it's great. We're not going to vote on it tonight, but it's a good user story. Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you.
Good job there. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, that should cover it. We can't do much more tonight. Thank you very much for being here this evening, and I hope you and Amal have a productive pair programming session tomorrow. And I try to be online. I'm a little away from the computer, but I can always join in via my cell phone if you need any help. So just give me a shout out on Slack, and I can potentially join you in that pair programming session as well if you have any questions.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So long. Bye-bye.